Okay, I'm not being lighthearted.
And sir,
You gotta do it. It's basically a contract you signed.
I'm not playing ninja while trying to shadow call again. Never
Okay.
again.
I didn't play
will-
monk.
Sure. My GCD just decreased again, so I'm sure this will be very easy and not at all make me.
It's easy. You
not-
only have to press one button.
Just touch mechanics.
Yeah, just dragon kick.
Just get 80% crit chance and dragon kick.
Just dragon kick, you say. It'll be fine, you say. I'm probably getting close to a GCD where... I actually wonder.
Dragon kick, dragon kick, dragon
You
kick,
have to
dragon kick, dragon kick.
You have to get down to like 1.5 before six-sided star becomes viable, right?
I don't think anyone here theory graphs.
Where?
I'm not smart enough to theory craft anything. Someone just comes to me with a really whacked out theory, and I'm like, can I test this now?
Pretty much. Can I push buttons?
That's how I got the, that's how I got on the run with the, Breathtaker, Honed Acuity, I think? No, Breathtaker Solemn Clarity build. That was a good one.
I'm taking up. Have to take off all of my gear to glamour one piece of gear so that I can go back to having my gear on and have it look nicer.
Why'd you have to take off your gear?
Because if I didn't, it would glamour over all of the rest of my armor, and then it would be a cycle of having to glamour one thing and then having to glamour another thing, and I would never get the result that I wanted.
Okay, consider you can just wear all the glam pieces and get the same stats.
No, I can't.
Why not?
The thing I was glamoring was my hands, and I actually have the augmented Law's Order.
Have you considered catching these hands?
Got him.
Yes, but I don't want to.
You considered
Okay.
catching these nuts?
Present them.
No.
You know, I think that's the first time I've ever heard somebody say present these nuts. Like on this.
Yeah. So let me I have a sticker that I can share. Because present them is my default response to any D's nuts jokes. So one of my former static members threw me my character doing it. It's in DRS chat.
Gosh.
Anytime someone would make a D's nut or anything, I'm just like, well, present them. Like, come on, live closer.
Where's the button that I can press to download all of the information I need to try calling?
It's the link to the caller workshop.
I have it right here. It's this sticker.
Oh my gosh, Bill.
It's the link to the caller workshop. Download takes about 7.5 hours.
Well,
I need help with
I've already
my,
finished like 1.5 of those hours.
And what's the password?
1221.
It's very easy to remember if you remember it's Fi's birthday.
See, I think of it the other way around. It's easy for people to remember my birthday. Anyway, let me get my stream up and going. That is everyone, though.
Wait, like January or like December?
December.
December 21st.
Well,
yeah.
actually, I'm not from America, so it's actually the 12th of the 21st month. It's
Whatever the fuck that
October
is.
12th.
oh, you're from way further out than I thought.
Oh yeah. But yes, December 21st. The darkest day of the year.
The darkest day of the year until Fi was born.
We also joked. My 21st birthday was 12/21/2012, the day the world was supposed to end. So it was like, oh, my golden birthday is the end of the world. So we joked that I was gonna cause it. I was the Antichrist. And I just look back and I'm like, you know, it would have been really nice if it had ended back then. Instead, we killed a poor gorilla, and nothing's been the same since.
Yeah.
Yo, R.I.P. Harambe. We miss you,
R.I.P.
dog.
Harambe. Pour one out.
That's
Pour
Ohio
for
for you.
Harambe.
I wasn't
So
gonna be
all the
drinking
guys
tonight,
have
but
to
now
be
I have
balls
to
out for this run. Good to know.
Oh.
Right?
I am not drinking tonight.
No, God, I've had a couple days this week where I pushed it for like various events and stuff. And
Yesterday.
yeah, exactly. I can never like go too hard on it anyway because my digestion's so dodgy on a good day. It's like a natural limiter. It's like,
feel
oh
that.
no, I like I like the craft portion of it, but as soon as I start to get tipsy, I know the next day's just gonna suck. Not even like hangovers suck, just like my IBS is just like, we were already on the verge. The fuck you doing?
I know I definitely I did not wake up with a hangover. But I just know that I was so fucking annoying last night and nobody told me to shut up.
Most of my problem was that I went to work on 4 hours of sleep. I had to wake up early enough to finish my roster and post it and then go to work. And yeah, it was just not pleasant. Ended up taking a decently short day. It was only an 8-hour instead of pushing longer. Alright, stream is up. Links are posted. I should also post my stream link here. Alright, so, thank you everyone for the patience. We do have people getting, making drinks and the like. I suppose in my home bar, I just listed out actual alcohol. I do have homemade grenadine, I have honey ginger syrup, I have a hibiscus simple and a normal simple. I of course have, you know, buku fresh citrus all the time. Orange blossom water, all sorts of shit, you know how it goes. Alright. But yes, I've got, instead of any alcohol, I've got copious amounts of water. I've got a big mug of steaming hot tea. That's the tea, sis.
Oh, we clearing tonight.
Uh-huh.
What's the tea tonight?
Lapsang Souchong.
Oh, nice.
It's my favorite. It's funny because like lapsang is the needles are like dried, or the needles, the tea leaves are dried over like a pine fire, so it tastes like a campfire. So then the first time I had like an Isla Scotch, I'm just like, oh, this just tastes like home. Like I already like this. That wasn't a question. Everyone's like, but it tastes like things are burning. It's like, yes, that's my favorite tea already. It's fine. But yeah, we are just now hitting the right time for starting. So I know some people are like making drinks and, you know, getting shit together. Everybody here's been it a couple times. This is TA and Beyond Prog, so we'll hopefully get the W on TA and see the rest of the stuff beyond it. I'm gonna do minimum explanations on Trinity Seeker and Queensguard. Really, it's just gonna be like making sure everybody knows I'm calling True North. You know, getting coordination for Queensguard stuff. We're gonna see if we can get in and get 2 TA polls or further. So
Can we do the same thing that we did when it was the run I cleared on, where we wiped to barracks twice, almost like a third time, and then somehow clear the entire thing in that one run? On TA Frog?
Bold of you to assume we're not gonna wipe to barracks just as a default.
We are always wiping the barracks.
Yeah. It's all prog is slime prog. That's why I call it Slime's Rampant. Doesn't matter if you were on Worm's Lament too. It was still fucking light rampant prog.
Yep.
Smile.
Oh, that sounds like Snake's Prog. Snake's Prog.
Okay, so-
Alright. Looks like we are waiting on. Yeah, Cav is ready. We are waiting on Sin. Sin, whenever you're ready, we are good to go.
So hi.
What's up?
Is light rampant prog better or worse than knockback mirrors prog?
I think it's Sin. You are crackling like a motherfucker. Your mic is scuffed. Maybe not fully plugged in or something, homie.
Is it still doing it?
Nope, you're good. Yeah, I heard crackling. I'm like, I bet that Sin tried to respond and something just went scuffed. Anyway,
yeah, it was. Every now and then my headset will mess up.
Yeah, all good. Welcome everyone to the run. Like I said, and Beyond Prog, y'all should know what you're doing. Y'all should come prepared. Remember, every bit of damage we can pump, like, I don't want mimic chaining and stuff, the, you know, the hard carry kind of action, but every bit of, like, knowing your shit, bringing your shit, using it smartly, is a bit of a safety net for things going wrong. We have Leon as our Slime Side Preceptor, we have Koiro as our Golem Side Preceptor. I gave Opal Banish, sorry fam, you can only take, how much does Banish weigh? You can only take, like, 96 lodestones.
Yeah.
You'll be fine. Rend Armor are Knight and Lorakan and Party E and F respectively. Booyah is our Flare Star. Y'all know the drill. Pop your Essence, pop your Re-Razor, pop your starting actions. Off to the left is our Slime side, off to the right is Golem side. We are not gonna be splitting voice calls. Yada yada yada. How's everybody doing tonight?
Let's go. Good.
Everyone was so funny.
Yeah, it was, yeah, it was a thing. I want to take, what do I want to do? I'm losing my mind.
What am I doing with my life?
Yeah, I don't know, fam.
The answer's dice, and you know it.
I
Well,
mean,
if you don't have any dice.
but
Get more dice.
I've got 21 ether kits. Like, where am I gonna have room for dice?
I know something.
You get rid of Re-Razors.
I'm only taking one of those just in case anyway. I don't die here.
You need to bring
Guys.
one lodestone, obviously.
Oh damn, you're right. I currently have. You know what? Let me take 20 ether kits. Let me grab 2 more light curtains and then a single lodestone. All right, it's for good luck. Yeah,
Yeah,
y'all
you're
know
gonna
that.
holster it up and go back.
Yeah, exactly. The amount of times we have people start this and then be like, okay, can I get back to the cash? Hurry up, stuff, and we're like, sweetie. Honey child. Blue has a trap, thank you, Koiro. Golem side, y'all know the drill. We need a tank on each of these 4 piles of rock. Koiro is our north hallway tank. We already have Jareth and Raven chumming it up over on red golem. So each of the 3 other piles of rock needs a tank. We need a tank south hallway as well for the boring job. And then we need a healer with each of the tanks on the rocks. So Berserk's taking south hallway. Looks like we have Orak and Enya. One of you needs to take the northeast. Cool. And then Enya, you'll take that one. So I need a healer to stand with Rebecca, healer with Enya, and a healer with Orak. Y'all should know the drill. Rebecca would go to blue golem. Enya is white golem. Orak is green golem. Jareth is red golem. Remember to keep interrupt on your bar in case you need to keep it the same color. Healers, you know, be ready for as soon as and whatever else. I think that's about it on golem side. We can even start getting ready checks while Slime does their shit.
Yep. Alright, I need everybody. I need you to split into 2 light parties. It's 1 tank, 1 healer, 2 DPS on the A and 1 marker. B party between the B and 2 marker. And, up here. And C on the C and 3 marker. Make sure that we have 1 tank in each of the rooms and 1 healer. Any new tanks or healers that we need to fully go over slimes for? I know Leon's percepted, so I'm not worried about that too much.
Help me, Leon.
What?
Help
Exactly.
me, Leon.
I got you. I understood that reference.
I'm not going over there.
Alright, so otherwise, we are... Just make sure that if you're a DPS, that is a massive loperate head. That's really distracting. If you're a DPS, just make sure to watch and you're assigned to a room. Just watch your room, pull up stand between clots. And if you are a tank, we do start in the northwest room. So the northwest tank will pick up the first 3 green slimes and we'll go clockwise from there. Healers, stay in your room, keep your tank alive, pull when I say call. And when you have 4 and holding, 1 off to the side, you can go ahead and put a something in yell chat. Otherwise, just kill the slimy things, easy peasy.
Golem side is ready, by the way. Whenever you are.
Slime's ooh, I got the double ready check. Let's go.
That's rejected.
Also, Azalea, do you want to know something?
Uh-oh, what?
The word is actually pronounced sanguine. I keep thinking about saying something and I always forget to.
But Sanguine sounds better.
Yeah, I mean, heard. It sounds like tangerine, and tangerine's are great. Yeah, like we were talking, like somebody mentioned over here. I'm like, should I say something? They're like, I think this is funnier. But yeah,
I always
you're good,
thought it was
homie.
sanguine, like equine.
Yeah.
This makes me think of linguini, sanguini.
Oh yeah.
Nah, it comes from sanguis, which is Latin.
Oh, Latin can suck these nuts. All right, Sam's ready.
All right, take 6 check, food check, 5 check, starting our countdown.
Fucking got him.
Latin is a dead language. This is dead content. It's appropriate.
It's not a dead language if it keeps getting used.
You mean DRS or Latin?
Yes.
Yes.
It's not dead content if we're running it.
Yeah, we're all dead too.
Yeah, we're all dead on the inside. That's how it is.
This is the fever dream you see once they unplug your life support in those few seconds as your brain floods with dopamine.
Alright, Northwest tank, get ready to pick up the first 3 green slimes. Watch the percepts. Perfect. Northwest, grab your 3 slimes. DPS, the reds are about to drop into the rooms. Blop, there they are. Northeast, get ready. There they are. Northeast, pick them up. Reds are going to be dropping here in a little bit.
There's a trap in green. So.
Southeast, get ready.
Blue Golem healers for too soon.
Southeast, pick up. Let's get those reds out. Southwest, get ready. Reds are going to be dropping soon. There they are. Blop, blop. Alright, it is healer free-for-all. Grab your tank some healers. Once you're at 4 stacked, so the 5th one held off to the side, put it in the yellow chat. Reds are down. Get them out.
Golems work on hallways. We have 3 or 4.
If we're missing a DPS up north, that's fine. As long as slimes get pulled, that's all that matters. Southeast. Alright, we're just waiting on southwest and the north side. Get the reds out if you see them. Make sure to keep your tanks alive. Looks like southwest is 4 and holding.
Southwest is 4 and holding.
Alright, just waiting on northeast. That is a... Alright, they just need 1 more. Make sure to keep those reds killed. Once that fusion finishes. Perfect. That is all party rooms reporting. Let's go ahead and commit. Everybody commit. Keep an eye on those rooms for reds. They'll pick them up. Once the fusion has started, let's pick up any loose mobs. Head out the north door. Please watch the trap. It's your last chance to build gauge and resources. Oh my goodness.
Golems work on hallways. Make sure to stun or sleep. Demolish cast. Wait till late in the cast bar. Don't be a shithead white mage spamming holy. It's me. I'm shithead white mage.
I'm sitting here running out the north door, and all I hear is. I was like.
Last night, poor Arik had a giant red slime following him, and I was like, "What? Third eye will save you, bitch boy."
Good everybody. Healers, check your parties, please.
So, Acelia, you were the missing DPS.
Was I? Oh yeah, I was supposed to be north. Lol. It's just easier for me to watch everything from the south side.
DRs by the way.
I mean, there's a reason I don't. There's a reason when I call PS, I don't like main tank it as well, because I'm like, if I'm not calling it from the south, the butt of the boss, I'm gonna get so fucked up. I'm gonna start saying west when I mean east and east when I mean west and vice versa and whatever. So I believe we have 2 people interested in shadow calling today. We have Opalt and we have Rain. So I know we have Velk as well as Azalea. We've got Aloxius kicking around if one of you isn't feeling up to it.
My computer is having a time right now, so
we can
I
pick
don't
Aloxius
know.
over it.
Yeah.
If Aloxius isn't already here.
Oh yeah, I'll go download some more RAM. Hold on.
Easy. Let's go. Download more Wham. Ooh, that's an old
I
one.
need more Wham.
Yeah,
Dedicated Wham.
We can take a
Dedicated
minute
Wham.
So, while we wait to hear back from Aloxius, there's not much here that I need to go over. Main tank's gonna be Leon. Can I get 2 off tanks to the front? Or stacking with main stuff. Velk deer. We got Elizane. We got Aurak. Elizane and Aurak. Shield Sabu will save you. For those who have never run with me before, or just run with multiple people, I call true north orientation for any swords, any fourfolds. Calls would be something like north, north, south, south, west, east, east, west, 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 east, east, something like that. I'm calling the safe side, not what's getting hit. It'll generally be like a 1 movement or 2 movement kind of thing. Just remember to reorient to north, even when it's the ads on the sides. Yeah, Azalea is going to be down in one of the VCs. Loxius can join the other VC, I suppose. Cool. Thank you everyone for the patience. This isn't something I generally take too much time to worry about, but we always have people wanting to shadow call, and I just don't set it up. And at some point, like, I probably need to actually do that. I'm just always like, it's fine, they'll figure it out, and then people don't actually ask because they're terrified already. Turns out this is a hard raid to call. If anybody has any questions while we wait, feel free. We can just vibe for a sec.
Stance off reminder, please.
Yeah, thank you. Why do they call him Raiden? Because that's the name his parents gave him.
If I actually
my favorite
downloaded the wrong loadout because I overwrote the other one by accident. So the only thing I don't got on my poster is my Lost Sacrifice.
Yeah, that's should be fine. Yeah, sacrifice is like it's rarely used. It's a last ditch kind of thing. So hopefully this doesn't come up. Thank you for the heads up, though.
Alright, no problem.
Yeah, also, I suppose it's a good thing to mention while we're just chilling around. We always, like, people get explanations and stuff, and then we just kind of move on, and then, like, the prog cycle moves on. But if there's ever a point where you're, like, on Trinity Seeker, you're like, I still have questions, but everybody else here seems to get it, so if I ask, I'm gonna look like an idiot. Please ask. It's better to, you know, get clarification, and, like, we're trying to build good fundamentals here. Not, you know, this isn't a test to ace, right? Like, we're trying to get people set up for future stuff. So definitely don't hesitate if you're ever curious, or just, yeah, something slipped your mind, something still gets you. Normally on runs, I'll be speeding through, or, like, I'll be monologuing, but you're always free to, like, poke me in DMs or say something in, like, yell chat or shout chat for us to see. Oh, cool. Looks like Loxius is down in Shadow Calling. Alright. Step across the purple line when you're ready to go. Putting it in shout chat as well, so we have, what's the word? So the Shadow Callers can see it. Alright, tank stance check. Only Leon needs it on. Food check, actions check, vibe check. I'm starting our countdown. Keep in mind with actions as well, we always talk about this as cycles get further in. You generally wait to sync everything up to the 2 minutes. That does include Dervish on top of Font of Magic, Chain Spell, H-Sack, you know, Font of Power. If you have a 2-minute cooldown and a 90-second cooldown, that 90-second cooldown's actually just a 2-minute one. The buffs are multiplicative. It's better to stack everything together. Every little bit of damage we have makes up for more mistakes. Anyway, this has been a public service announcement. A message from the government of Canada. First mechanic's gonna be horrible. Alright, remember I'm calling safe side for fourfold. Fourfold's gonna be, it's either gonna be south or west to start. West, west, east, east. One movement. West, west, east, east. If you're waiting to see orange under your feet, you're moving too slow. West twice, then east twice. And east twice, east twice. Orb is on 2. Dodge ice and look away from 2. Look away, look away. Dodge ice again and get away from the bloom. Get away from the bloom. We are going to skip mechanics. Next up, we'll be getting inside the hitbox. Get inside the hitbox when you can. Front or back is also safe, but inside's the safest. Works from any angle. After this, main and off tank step away to the north. No one else with. Sharing is carrying here on the lane height, but just for them. Everyone away from main tank. Sharing ain't carrying on late nights for anybody. You can stay stacked up together here at the butt. Chains will be establishing next. Remember, wait for that chain icon to disappear before you start to move. Or you can watch your debuff bar. Either way. We're gonna break chains, wait for it. Break chains and get knocked into a barricade. Break chains and knocked into a barricade. Ifrit dashes are next. We're gonna follow them along. Remember, we'll stop at the first barricade that gets dashed through. I will call it out. Starting at C, we're gonna hide behind the barricade at 3. Wait to rotate. Hide behind the barricade at 3. Hide behind 3. Make sure to hide, hide, hide. Don't keep running. Don't keep running. Back to bursting. We're gonna stack on the 3 markers. Stack towards 3. Stack towards 3. Back the way we came from. Awesome. You can stay stacked together to bait clone line AoEs. That's how you know you got good damage push, when you go straight from the dashes into that. When you don't just reset to behind the boss at C. Dodge this, and then we're gonna stand on brick, stand on brick. That's the bricky one. Also jumping center next. I don't think we're gonna skip. Yeah, okay. We are gonna see this full loop of mechanics, including the Earth Shakers. Follow the boss, be on sand near the boss, watch for Earth Shakers. Earth Shakers stay on sand, rotate around the center. Earth Shakers rotate, Earth Shakers rotate. We're gonna follow the boss again. We're gonna be on brick near the boss with the Earth Shakers away. Brick near the boss, Earth Shakers away. Alright, after this is gonna be getting to intercards of the boss. Watch for the facing. Yeah. Intercards of the boss, do not greed, watch the facing if needed. It's mostly pointed north, well done, Leon. Intercards only push if you're confident. Awesome. Next up we have Ifrit dashes again. You thought we were done. Ifrit dashes followed by Fourfold Mercy in the center. Like before, make sure to rotate around with. Don't push for uptime too much. Gonna start at D. D as in dog. Start at D. It's gonna be either north or east. It's gonna be a 2 movement. What do we get? East, west, west, east. East, west, west, east. 2 movement. East first. East, west, west, east. West twice. West twice. East again. Orb is on 1. Dodge ice. Look away from 1. Look away, look away. Don't get baited by clone line AoEs. You have time to dodge. Don't get baited. Chains to break, followed by a raid wide. Stack up as you can. Break chains, and raid wide's coming out next. After this is our basic bitch tank buster. Leon continues to be the basic bitch on this raid cycle. Motherfucker just loves his pumpkin spice lattes. Pumpkin spice is great, I can't fault him. Be away from main tank though. And boss the jumping center after. Next up is the Iron Splitter Fourfold Mercy combo. We're gonna start on the first safe rings, do fourfold like normal, and end on the next safe rings. Always opposite. Starting either south or west. West, west, east, east. West, west, east, east. We're starting on brick. West, west, east, east. Start on brick. Start on brick. And east twice, end on sand. East twice, end on sand. Gonna have one more at random. Be on sand. Be on sand. That's the sandy one. This season. Orb is on 2. Dodge ice. Look away from the orb. Look away, look away. Don't get baited by the cloud line AoEs. You do have time to dodge. Don't get baited. Don't get baited. Raid Wide is next. Following this Raid Wide will be stacking inside the hitbox. Front to back is also safe, but inside the hitbox is the safest. This is the time for healers to be watching for LB3s as well. They're usually coming up pretty shortly. Inside the hitbox, front or back also safe, but inside the safest. Healers, make sure you're safe from mechanics, but otherwise you can LB3 at your leisure. Next will be Baleful Blade towards one of the barricades, followed by Fourfold Mercy with that clone. We're going to hide behind the barricade at 4, hide behind the barricade at 4, hide behind the barricade at 4, and then, what are we gonna get? I think north, south, south, north? North, south, south, north. Again, north, south, south, north on the clone. South twice, and north again. Chains to break, followed by a raid wide.
I'm dead.
Healer LBs as needed. Yeah, we're just killing anyway, it's fine. Healer LBs if you still got it. Yeah, there are traps going forward, don't rush ahead. Traps going forward. The glowing pad to the north is for Valkyrie, our duelist. That's gonna be Valkyrie plus... Let me double check who Valk has. I think it's Azalea and Zaron as Valkyrie's buffers.
Yep,
So-
Zaron is currently on the floor, so we'll wait for him.
That's totally fine.
So
I saw
that last, sorry, go ahead.
I saw that LB before the mechanic was fully over, yeah.
That last north, south, south, north, that's in relation to where the clone is facing?
No, it is true north orientation.
Oh, right.
If I say north, I just mean north of the ad. Like, some people do front, back, front kind of stuff. Some people might do like in, out, in. But yeah. Yep. Whenever it's a 1-2-2-1 pattern, that's what really fucks people up. Back in my day, we used to have to do a back and forth dodge. Like left, right kind of shit. North, south, north, south.
Every time I see that GIF, it just kills me inside.
It's terrifying, isn't it? Forward and back. Yep, so we got Zaron is up. We're gonna have Zaron and Azalea standing up with Bell. Everybody else should get away from the dual pad. Make our way over to the Dahu arena. Whenever Velk is ready, she'll let you know to buff and whatever. If you see a countdown come out, that is Valkyrie's countdown. That's not telling us to pull. I'm not sure if she's gonna use the countdown or not. Alright, give me 1 second, I'll be back. Cool. I had to go let people know that if they see a countdown, it was for duelist because we've had mishaps from that before. Yeah, so Leon's gonna be the main tank here. Remember for Dahu, if you need to get hit by something, try to commit to just getting hit by one thing. When you see spit flame numbers above your head, get to an ad near your marker. Getting to the marker itself doesn't matter. For the second set of knockbacks, 2 tanks will have flares. They'll get knocked to south safe spots. Party will get knocked to north safe spots. You can cross the purple line into the arena when you're ready to go. No, hiccups. Cross the purple line when you're ready. If you have any questions, as always, make sure to let us know. Just waiting on Lady, it looks like. I say Lady. Lady 2. There are 2 of them. Anyway, we're all good to go. Leon, you can pull at your leisure. Pull at your leisure.
Something for stance on.
Stance check, stance check. God, I wish I had friends. Multiple sets of ground AoE. Watch your footing. You don't get LB here, so no sense in getting hit. Play it safe. Gonna be charging twice next. Charging north to start. Charging north to start. Then charging south, directly south. Oh, southwest. I'm dumb. It's really hard to see that subtle angle. Gonna be multiple sets of line AoEs next, but the next cast bar is Spit Flame. Be watching for numbers above your head. This mechanic, like all other mechanics in Final Fantasy XIV, the video game, is limit cut. We are all limit cut on this blessed day. Remember, be watching for numbers above your head once Spit Flame starts casting. Watch for numbers, get to an ad near your marker. An ad near your marker. We're also gonna do a left-right shockwave next, followed by the knockback. Left-right shockwave to try to center up or outrange it, up to you. After the first one, cross over. Cross over, and knockback is next. Get knocked into an empty spot, cancel the knockback if you're a Chad Pog gamer. 5 rotating cones are next. Flamey, wamey, spin, and flamey. You can start towards the northwest. Start towards the 1-ish. You can stop towards southeast if you feel like being lazy. And ad phase is next. Leon, do you want to hold the wall, or do you want us to provoke Dahu off you?
I trust my healers.
Okay. No need to worry about provokes. Burn down the ads, though. They are top priority. And back at Dahu. Multiple sets of line and ground AoEs next. This is the big Dance Dance Revolution. Watch your footing. There'll be a left-right shockwave shortly therein. Be very careful with it. If you need to, commit to getting hit by just one thing. Left-right going out. More sets of lines. Spit Flame is next. Kill the boss. Cool. If there's anyone dead, make sure to pick them up. Always remember re-races if you die.
I'm sorry.
I'm good.
I don't know what happened, I'm gonna be completely honest.
What'd you die to?
I died in the middle of the second focus tremor cast. But none of the focus tremors had gone off.
Did you dispel?
Yeah?
Huh. That's the only thing I could think of. Or your computer shit the bed so bad you died to some kind of lag.
It didn't, like, my computer didn't lag, or, like, I didn't see it lag, but I definitely used a dispel. So it shouldn't have been that, but...
Dispels can also be really tricky on the timing. Like, I've tried to pre-dispel a bit, and, like, it's been eaten, so, like, that's all I can think of, though, like...
I don't know if this is relevant, but something weird happened to me in 10 a couple weeks ago, where I got hit by a mechanic while it was casting, and, like, the reflect... It showed that on the FF logs, too, so... I think something's just kind of weird with the netcode right now, so it could be that.
Small indie company.
Sounds about right.
Krill issue. I don't know. Well, that sucks. As you well know, we might get further than TA, we might not. If we don't get further than TA, we'll definitely come back in for another one. You are free to hang out as long as you feel like it. The A, B, C, D, the A, B, and the 1, 2, 3, 4 are 4 tanks. Yeah, we got Leon and Jareth once again. We got, let's see, Aurak, Arisa, Elazane, and Quiro taking up our North 1, North 2, South 1, South 2 spots. Keep in mind, Party F. Aurak is a Dark Knight. When Aurak involves, please don't let Orag die. The number of times I've seen a Dark Knight hit the fucking floor in the final phase. Please, they need help. But yeah, these are the basic assignments. Are there any parties that are missing either Steel Sing or Spellforge? Healers, also make sure to check with your co-healer about whether you're healer 1 or healer 2 in your party. Just to know whether you're going to like A1, A2, B1, B2, etc., etc. But yeah. Otherwise, nope. Protect's no longer needed. Typically speaking, just for tanks. You can cross the purple line once you're ready to go. We'll be doing Steel Sting and Spellforge during countdown. Let me get some of my handy-dandy images posted for y'all. Since this is the fight where we actually start using diagrams a bit more. One day I will actually put these in the resources channel. One day I will have free time, lol.
Question for you, Fi, while we're waiting.
What's up?
In the DPS loadout, why is, if you were saying that a 90-second cooldown is really a 2-minute cooldown, then why in the DPS loader are there 4 own sacrifices but only 1 lost power?
Let me check the loadout again. Some of that might be if you're swapping stuff out. You generally swap out the lower weight one. Some is just that if you're not taking extra stuff, you do just have those extra charges. So you might as well bring something. I've definitely like slotted over a banner to like use it like at the use it immediately and then use it again 30 seconds in to where you get a like 1 full minute of it at the start of a fight.
Basically. Okay.
Yeah, exactly. But like it's not that big of a deal. That's where you can just fill that over with re-raisers with the lost re-raise action plus banners to slot back into, stuff like that. So the Special Boy image has been posted. The final reflect spots have been posted. Remember, if you're a healer and reflecting a spot, you can place a flag on your map. That way you can find it easier in the mix. Looks like we just have Emiria across the line, and then we are good to go. The classic, I thought I was across the line. Awesome, we are good to go. Stance check, food check, vibe check. Only Leon and Jareth need stances on. I'm starting our countdown. We are down a person and do not have a duelist, so please make sure to keep your damage up. Even if we die to TA due to damage stuff, we at least want to get there. That is an early pull. Get pulling, get pulling. They only pull if you attack them. Somebody attacked them. Steel and Spell do still need to go out. Remember, Steel Sting for all casters and healers. Spellforge for all physical damage healers. Second set of raid wise going out. Ooh, that gets the blood pumping, don't it? Goodbye! It's all good in the hood. We're taking the knight in the center, the warrior off to the east. Click off Steel Sting, apply Spellforge. Click off Steel, apply Spell. Red mages need Spellforge applied. No one should have Steel Sting. You got the yellow buff, you're doing it wrong. Click it off. Bombs are coming next. We'll be resolving bombs on the outside edge of the arena. But first, check for a tether. Check for a tether. Tethers will go to small, rest to go to large on the outside edge. Tethers small, rest large on the outside edge. Tethers small, rest large on the outside edge. If you land before your bomb does, adjust when an explosion just happened. If you land first, adjust into a nearby explosion. And dispelling this warrior is going to come next. Dispel, followed by raid wides. I think my favorite part of the bombs is watching, like, if you get a bunch of summoners on one location, you just see a bunch of carbuncles waiting underneath, like, for the master to come back from work. It's adorable. Keep an eye out next time. Next up, we're going to have the tethers for green and for purple. Remember, if you miss the tether, you can always check your debuff bar for a set of scales. Check for tethers. Check for tethers. Tethers will go to green, rest to purple. Those are in the intercards. Tethers green, rest purple. Followed by getting under the knight to reposition and immediately out towards the safe side. Under the knight, and then we are immediately getting out towards B, out towards Bravo, towards the warrior, towards the warrior. Dispel comes next. And Raid Wides. Dispel? Speaking of eating it. Tank Busters come next. And click on Spellforge, apply Steel Sting. All healers and casters need Steel Sting, as well as Paladins, Dark Knights, Bards, Ninjas, and Reapers. Healers and casters first, followed by Paladins, Dark Knights, Bards, Ninjas, Reapers. Work on the warrior a bit more. It's not going to jump away, but the knight will be taken out. Yeah, we're good to go. Cool. Nicely balanced, y'all. Steel and Spell are no longer needed. You can swap them for Reflect or otherwise. Gonna be taking the soldier off to the west, the gunner in the dead center. Here's chemicals in the fire, turning the frickin' frogs gay. Me too, frogs, me too. We're going north. We're going to A. Going to A. Turn your gap towards the gunner in the center. Gap towards the gunner in the center. And gap towards a turret you're aligned with. A turret you're aligned with. Tank Busters first, followed by Raid Wides. Always remember re-raisers if you die for whatever reason. Raid Wide's coming out. Alright. Turrets are gonna spawn in next. It's the job of the two main tanks to pick those up. Remember, we burned those both down. There's one to the west and to the east. Don't get complacent. The main tanks can invuln whenever. Following this will be a raid wide. And then we have our fire ice mechanic coming after this. In lieu of actually calling it, I will read a poem. Some say the world will end in fire. Some say in ice. From what I've tasted of desire, I hold with those who favor fire. But if it had to perish twice, I think I know enough of hate to say that for destruction, ice is also great and will suffice. Keep moving, don't stop till the animation's done. Unfortunately, I'm in Ifrit phase, and Ruby Wright was coming up, and I just got to run around in circles doing nothing. Summoner's arranged phase accept what it isn't. Gummy clones are next, but we might be able to push without needing to worry about it, actually. I'll still call it out, but we should be able to just burn. Currently the north two are the safe ones. Awesome. ABC North, DEF South. North 1, South 1, stance is on. Healers be in position. Remember, it's about a GCD after your spheres spawn in. Burn down the aura spheres north and south. Make sure to use your actions if you don't have a duelist. Always respect Coat of Arms, do not greed. Watch for any spheres near you missed. That is one going off. Make sure to use your actions. Big damage. We do have damage downs to worry about. Coat of Arms, respect it, do not greed. Healers back in position. North 2, South 2, stance is on. Aura spheres to burn down, healers be reflecting. Watch for any near you that are missed. Coat of Arms, respect it, do not greed. Healers, LB3 to get people up. Healers, LB3 if needed. Nice. Yeah, Cav, I saw you running for that missed spot again. I was watching. That is a good feeling when you start being, oh, by the way, only one chest. When you start, like, realizing you have space in your loadout, and you're like, I'm not a healer, but I can take a Steel Sting and Spellforge just in case. Or I can take extra light curtains and just reflect just in case. Shit like that. To answer your question, Aurak, the damage down came from a sphere being missed, one of the reflects. If that reflect is missed, it gives the entire raid a damage down. It's still obviously curable with that, but, you know, more than one of those and we're suddenly, like, definitely not getting through kind of stuff.
Got it, thanks.
Yep. Welcome to TA. Azalea is good for us to pull without him, that is totally good. Leon will be our main tank going forward. Tank stances can go off for everybody else. I know several of y'all toggled it on. You can toggle them off. We can cross the line to the arena when you're ready to go. This is largely just a collar check. Banish, I believe, is brought to you by Opal. Opal is not in the call, I don't believe, but all good. I'm gonna start a countdown. Azalea is fine for us to chill. Like I said, this is largely just a collar check. Funnily enough, during the ad phase, we've had times where, like, if the caller's a white mage, cough cough me, or, like, rare, we'll be like, I have the third one to the north, like, third wave to the north, don't get it. Or, like, people will specifically call it out and yell or something. There's always a bit of a race between whether the healers win or the DPS win. Now's a good time to burn last charges of actions, as, yeah. Might as well. We usually re-up at TA anyway. We're gonna be going to either A or D, Alpha or Delta to start. Gloriana's Business and Spirit. Going to A, sad day. Going to A. We're gonna follow each of these dots along. There'll be a donut at each dot. Remember, there's one at the bottom. Don't run all the way into the wall. But remember that last one. Don't just get in place. After 3 pulses in the lane next to us, 3 line pulses, we will move over. Did 1, 2, and move to 2. Move to 2. For the next mechanic, we're going to be starting at either 2 or 1. Re-up Banish, please. Oh, almost on the call. We're going to start at 1. We're going to start at 1. After 3 pulses, we move over to 2. 1, 2, and move back to 2. After 3 more pulses, we move over to 1. There's 1, 2, and move to 1. Boss is gonna jump center for the ad phase. If anybody's dead, you can start picking them up early so they can build gauge and resources. We don't get LB here anyway, so there's no real sense in leaving people down the floor. Again, build gauge and resources as this gets low, as we don't have too much longer on Phantom. We will take a short break once we get to TA, even if, you know, we expect to go in for, possibly go in for a second run. It's always the bio break kind of time. And then I will give some, a little more in-depth explanations there at TA. Not super in-depth, but, like, just a little more. It's still the prog point. The next mechanic, we would be getting knocked either north or south, but we don't even see it anymore. Which sucks. I have a really cool strat for calling it before the ghost actually appears to get knocked north or south. And people think I'm an actual wizard for it. We just don't even see it anymore. It sucks. There are traps going forward. Do not rush ahead. Traps going forward. You can go dead center of this first room. That always gets it to 1. There's always one in this little alcove here. Door proc, door proc, door proc. If you're auto-running, you're an idiot. Or have physical issues where you have to auto-run. I'm not here to judge. After the transition, there is another little alcove. There's always a trap in there. And then you can go dead center of this room to get the last 3. Awesome. Make your way to the TA arena. We're gonna take a break till... We'll go till 52 past the hour. 5-minute break or so. Chill out. Shake out the nerves. get or re-up a drink. Read some poetry, I don't know. Yeah, get a snack.
Does it need to smile back?
A snack that smiles back. I mean, if you're a cannibal, then
It's a plus if it does for morale reasons.
yeah. I'm a cannibal who only eats clowns because they're the snack that smiles back. I say that like there aren't sad clowns. Like, I am a sad clown. You think I would know? Doctor, I am Pagliacci. For a while on Twitter, my tag was "But Doctor, I am Pagliacci," but like, "But Doctor." You know, showing up to the gastro to get a colonoscopy and going up to the front counter like, "But Doctor, I am Pagliacci." I'm fucking hilarious, by the way. Before I get into actual explanations and stuff for this, if anybody has any specific questions they want me to make sure to cover, let me know. I'm probably gonna go pretty speedily through it, not dwell too much on the stuff we should know by now, but like, I'm also, as always, down to elaborate. Yeah. I've had lifelong IBS, and like, when I started, I got like a colonoscopy and an endoscopy both, probably like 15 years ago at this point. And they were like, "Huh, that really sucks, but we have nothing we can tell you." I'm like, "It's not actually like a proper like disorder or disease or anything." They're like, "Nope." I'm like, "How do I know if I should stop eating stuff?" They're like, "If you eat it and it hurts you, don't eat it." And I'm like, this has been the least helpful colonoscopy of my life, which is weird because it's been the first one. Yeah. I need to like get back to doing the exclusion diets.
Doctor, it hurts when I do this. We'll stop doing that.
Yeah, pretty much. I've been needing to do like a full FODMAP exclusion diet, but fuck me, do I not want to do a FODMAP diet. Like, I'll do it and it'll probably help, and I'll just be miserable. I'm a chef. Yeah. Yeah, back when I started cutting everything out, I am allergic to dairy and egg. Those two I know. And then I stopped eating, what, like, corn, peanut butter, any kind of nut butter, really, beans, anything, like, spinach, tomato skins, onion, like, not cooked down enough onion, like, anything harder to digest than, like, plain white rice, my stomach just said nope and yeets it out of me. Oatmeal, you'll think something's fine, and the next thing you know, you're firing your lunch out of your ass like a clown out of a cannon.
This is like anathema to ask a chef, but have you tried that Soylent stuff? Not like Soylent Green, that's people, but like there's like this, I think
The
like a
meal
programmer or
replacer.
something made it.
Yeah.
Yeah, the meal replacer.
Yeah, I probably have some kicking around. I tried that, yeah, like 10, 15 years ago, back when it was first coming out. There's probably way better, stuff for it. And yeah, like, stomach-wise, I'm just like, I can eat just, like, plain white rice and still have problems. Like, so at some point, like, my stomach's just always gonna fuck with me. It's just by matter of degrees. Like I was saying, when I was discussing, like, my home bar, I can only drink so much because I definitely, like, it's not even hangover, but my stomach lets me know the next day. So, it's just a balance. I'll probably, like, you know, my immune system's attacking my stomach lining. It's probably going to cause irregular cell growth, and I'll die of stomach cancer in, like, 15 years. But for now, I'm here to teach DRS what to do, baby. Anyway, it's just about time for the break to be up. Yeah.
Have you tried mixing all of the foods that set it off into a one big slurry and then drinking that just to train yourself?
I haven't tried suicide yet, thank you. Oh, shit.
We're going to space. Like, you just get launched into orbit from the bathroom.
Let me pull up a new soundtrack for the rest of the run. Alright, in DRS chat is the soundtrack for the rest of the run.
Oh my goodness.
This is just it. Welcome to the Fire Rail Space program. Anyway, seriously though, welcome to Trinity Avowed. It is time for me to start explaining stuff proper. I'm not gonna go too crazy in depth for any of it. Just kind of the stuff to remember, the stuff that might catch you. Hot cold's the most important part. You zero it out the first time through. Elemental brand comes around the second time through in each of them. Remember, that adds to or subtracts from your elemental brand. A good way to think of it is, your elemental brand's the last thing to resolve, and that gets you to 0. So you want to make sure that after getting hit with your hot cold, you are opposite of your elemental brand. So if your elemental brand's an ice 1, you want to make sure by the end of it you're a fire 1. Or you can just add the two together and treat that new total as your total. It can add to 3 or 4 in the swords 2 phase. It can add to 0 in the bow 2 phase. For 3 or 4, you just need to hit in each set of cleaves to 0 both out. In the bow phase, if it zeroes out, you just follow the empty spot along. There's an invisible arrow there, basically. It's the best way to think about it. The 3 different weapon swaps. Staff is get out, sword is get to the front, bow is get behind. The tank buster is a shared tank buster. The raid wide needs aether shielded. Main tanks for each party should have aether shield. Off tanks, it is up to you how much you trust your main tank. If your main tank says, please help me and also take it, then you should also aether shield every raid wide. Force march is an important mechanic. It appears on your debuff bar, points left, right, front, or back. It is a 2-square march, unless you have popped sprint or are a ninja, and then it might be slightly longer. So just don't pop sprint and don't play ninja, lol. But no, it's generally 2-square march, pointed in the direction as needed. Once that debuff runs out, it's gonna force you in that direction, based on your character's facing. For swords, I will call out a safe square, the 1, 2, 3, 4 squares. From the safe square, each square that is a cardinal, aka a square that shares a full, solid line with the safe square, is cleaved by just one thing. We are talking about those squares on the ground. There are lines on the floor. So just let's say that this 4 square here is the safe square. The only squares I want to see people on are either the A, B, C, or D marked currently, because those are the 4 squares that are a cardinal from the safe square. There is no need to be anywhere else. You find the safe square, then it's just a cardinal square. You can see each of these 4 marked squares share a full, solid line with that safe square marked with the 4. So those are your potential safe spots for, like, the 4 as a safe spot. Just keeping that in mind. I often see people out next to their clone, but in a position to where they're way far away and are just gonna die. Be a cardinal from the safe square. It's the only way to survive. Then bow. Bow has the firewall. We get away from the firewall, then we play the pipe game. We do have the cheat sheet. Let me just share the elemental brand and the, that cheat sheet as well as this one. I will call normal or inverted. You either use that cheat sheet or you trace the arrows along with your mouse. Remember, they take every bend in the pipe. Second time around, most of the phases are the same. There can be clones spawning north and east, though. Remember, clones will cleave off the entire row or column that they're on. It's generally okay with staff 2, but with bow 2, I always see confusion. Remember, the clone AoEs are going to go off first, and then the firewall. The way I do this, I stand in between 2 safe squares for the clone AoEs, where there's one to the west of me, one to the east of me. As soon as I see where the firewall is, I sidestep 1 square away from it. I am now safe from the clone AoEs. Once those off, it's just 1 more square to sidestep to get to the safe side. If you are on the wrong side, though, you can just park it for the clone AoEs and have sprint popped. Otherwise, you can book it and just eat the clone AoEs, but no, you're safe from the fire. Kinda up to you, but there are ways to do it safely every time. I think that's it, though. I suppose I'll talk about Bow 2 does have that shopping list. Remember, it's a hot cold, an elemental brand, a forced march, and then the arrows appear. You have 8 seconds with all the info to get to the correct spot and point the correct way. Please, whenever there's a forced march mechanic, watch your facing. Be very careful. If you have your forced march set up perfectly, and you attack the boss with any GCD or OGCD, you will turn to face the boss and ruin your forced march facing. Once you set it up, just park it, play it safe. There's no need to greed on it, no need to run into the wall with a forced march. Especially on that Bow 2, where we only have that 1 lane square to play with. Anyway, that is all of the separate mechanics. Leon will continue to be our main tank. Does anybody have any questions? Archers are 2 squares. Yep. If you're playing Ninja, they're about 2.5 squares. If you pop Sprint, they're like 3 squares. So just don't pop Sprint. Almost everyone who has ever done this content, Leon. Like, not everyone, but almost everyone has that moment. Yeah. I got told to hydrate, so cheers. Actual water, too. Yeah, you can step across the purple line once you're good to go. Here's where you re-up your actions, re-up food if you need to. Like I said, tanks need Aether Shield. If you need Shell, send off to the left in the arena. Everybody should have Shell here. Yeah. I think we're all good to go then. Alright, stance check. Only Leon needs stance on. Food check, vibe check. I am starting our countdown. Yeah, I got told to hydrate, so I'm taking a nice sip of Brondo. It's got electrolytes. It's what plants crave. Water? Like from the toilet?
That works.
There's other places to get water.
I sentence you to 1 night of rehabilitation.
Alright, this fight starts with a shared tank buster. After pull, we have all things go to the front. Tanks to the front for the shared tank buster. Raid White is next. Aether Shield and Mitigate. Midas Shield and Aether Gate. Free weapon swaps are next. Get to the front of the boss. The front of the boss, up by the main tank. After this goes off, we can get south. South of the boss, range and caster can get south and out. Out first. Melee can wait for the pulse of light. What, pulse of light? Pulse of light. Everybody out. Boss is going to reposition center. You want to be south of the 3 marker. South of the 3 marker. After this goes off, we'll have tanks get to the front for another shared tank buster. Tanks to the front for another shared tank buster. Check your forced march direction. A firewall is going to appear at either Bravo or Delta. You can just watch one and adjust if you need to go to the other. Remember, 2 square march. Getting march towards Bravo. March towards Bravo. Do not greed. Do not greed. Can an off-tank provoke?
Yep, that was a mistake.
Off-tank provoke? If Leon can get rescued, that's great. Otherwise, alright, your main take now.
Oh boy.
Check your hot cold. Check your hot cold. Normal pattern. Normal pattern. Group back up. There's gonna be a raid wide next.
Should I recenter?
Point the boss back towards center. No need to start moving it back. Just point it back towards the center. Storage phase is next. Boss is pointed back towards center. You can stay here on it, but make sure you are, you know, in between it and the center. He's looking at you, you're looking at her. She's got a big red stupid face. Also going untargetable for too long. Mind your cooldowns. Check your hot cold. Clones are spawning. Remember, be a cardinal from the safe square. You never want to be on intercards. Clones are spawning. 1 is safe. 1 is safe. Never be on 3. 1 is safe. 1 or an intercard, or 1 or a cardinal from it. There. As Daft Punk said, one more time. 3 is safe. 3 is safe. If resolved, go there. If you end on 1, you're gonna die. 3 or a cardinal from it. Boss is gonna return with a raid wide group back up. Aether Shield and mitigate. Aether Shield and mitigate. Next to be stack. We'll be getting away from the boss. Melee to wait for Pulse of Light. And everybody out. Leon is back alive. Do you want to take it back? Totally up to you. And I suppose if Aurak wants you to. Okay.
Go for it.
Check your hot cold. Check your hot cold. Check your force march direction. Main tank. Cough cough. Hit center. Mitigate. Regions to keep people topped up. We're going to get marched to the orb that resolves our debuff. Find your orb. Get marched to it. Do not greed. Do not greed. Also gonna return with a raid wide. Once we're grouped back up, we can Aether Shield and mitigate.
Totally don't want to run away again.
Alright, Aurak, pick back up.
And
Aether Shield and
again.
mitigate. This is one of the runs of all time.
Nice.
Alright. Also gonna reposition center, we're gonna get south behind the boss. Remember, stop resing during a hot cold phase, get south behind the boss. We're gonna be checking north and east for clones. They will cleave the entire row or column they're on, and then we have to get away from the firewall. It's intercard squares from the boss are the safe ones, and then we're going towards Delta. Top sprint if you need to. Intercard squares from the boss, and then to the wall of Delta. Wall of Delta. Go, go, go. Shopping list time. Check your hot cold. That's step number 1. Add or subtract your elemental brand. This is your new total. If it zeroes out, follow the empty spot along. It also takes every bend in the pipe. And check your force march direction. Hot, cold, elemental brand, force march direction. Normal pattern. Find your arrow, then you have all the bits you need. Do not greed, y'all. Do not greed. Raid White is going to be next. Followed by tanks pointing to the wall for a shared tank buster. Aether Shield and mitigate. Aether Shield and mitigate. Tank buster going out. After this goes off, you can point the boss back towards the center. Point the boss back towards center. Sword faces next. You're looking at her, she's looking at you. Limited uptime before the boss goes untargetable, mind your cooldowns. Check your hot cold. Wait to LB until after swords. Wait to LB. Check your hot cold. Add or subtract your elemental brand. This is your new total. The total are 3 or 4. You need to hit more than once. Do it in 2 separate hits and never be on intercards. Clones are spawning. We got 3 is safe. 3 is safe. 3 or a cardinal from it. Never be on 1. And as Daft Punk said, around the world, around the world. 1 is safe. If resolved, go there. If you end on 3, you're gonna die. 1 or a cardinal from it. Once the hot cold resolves, healers will be good to LB. Wait for it. Wait for it. Healers, LB away. Healers, LB away. Raid White is next. Aether Shield and mitigate. Aether Shield and mitigate. You're hot miking? Someone's hot miking. Please stay muted if you're not calling. Alright, get out from the boss. Melee wait for the pulse of light. Everybody out. This time we're going to check north and east for clones, and we're going to walk to our safe spots or pop sprint for it. So check your hot cold, check your hot cold. Add or subtract your elemental brand. This is your new total. Get center, mitigate regions to keep people topped up. Again, you're gonna walk to the orb that resolves and then check north and east for clones. Cool. Alright, so get your chest, and then we have something special to do. Everybody come back the way we came. Everybody come back the way we came. Nobody dead on the ground. That's such good LB timing. So this is a lot of people's first time clearing TA. There's always something a little special we do when we do that. So if you come back the way we came, you'll see 2 pink traps in this room. This one by the door, I want everybody in A, B, and C can crowd around that one. Everyone in D, E, and F can crowd around the one a little further into the room. When I count down from 3, we will all step in together. So, you can sing Kumbaya, hold hands around them, etc. This is a nice little rite of passage we do for clearing here. So, 3, 2, 1, step in, step in, step in. And enjoy being small. It might not hit everyone, but it'll hit a lot of us. For anybody small, Lalafels are taller than everybody else.
My time has come.
Finally, I am big. Do not rush ahead to Queen as well. There's a set of bars straight north after the jump pad. Somebody needs to rub up against it till they push through, and then if they keep moving forward in it, they are opening the way for everybody else. This is a special thing that's in Savage, but not normal. It's like a heist movie shit. It's like someone's gotta open the way from the inside. In the new area, there are traps. Do not rush ahead. Do not rush ahead in the new area. You cannot go dead center of the first room. You have to percept from the doorway. Now you can go dead center for the rest. There's one on the bridge. There's one on the bridge.
Watch out for the speed boost I think we're gonna get whenever the minimum wears off.
Yep. Yeah, when mini wears off, it speeds you up. If that's by a trap, it can fuck you up. Alright. Oh, Sigimalic Lord, my beloved. Welcome to hell, everybody. The worst fight in here.
For the record, I have no clue what happened in Sigma Lord last night on Goody's Run.
That's just Stig being Stig, really. So, around this one marker, I need 4 main tanks around this one marker. We got Leon, we got Elizane, we got Jareth, we got Arak. Awesome. I'm gonna mark everybody in the kill order for the ads. Elizane, yours is the last one we kill. Up to you if you're cool with that, or if you and Leon want to swap spots. It's not that big of a difference, honestly, once we get low on them. I need an off tank to stand with each of these 4. As the off tank, you'll be picking up if the main tank dies. You will also be popping traps. So we got Arissus with Elizane, we got Koiro with Jareth, we got Trippy with Arak. I'll need somebody to stand up north with Leon. I just didn't understand the push-pull. Yeah, I gotcha. Unlike last night's run, we'll actually be doing explanations tonight. I need 2 tanks with Dispel, not those 8. Those 8 are solid. Out of the remaining tanks, 2 of them who have Dispel, if you can go to the 2 marker. If those tanks, if no other tanks have Dispel, we can always, swap stuff out. So Rebecca's got it. Jareth. Oh, Jareth still has Dispel, so, I'm gonna have Jareth go over to the 2 marker. Koiro, you are now the south main tank. Congratulations. Can I get a backup tank for Koiro down there in the south? Any of the tanks can do it. I think we have Berserk, we have Magnus, we have, Baku still kicking around. Any of these can, take over the south spot. Berserk, awesome. You'll be the, south backup tank. Healers, please keep an eye out on these tanks here. If any of them are in your party, you might need to Asuna a poison off of them, or heal them up if they are a Dark Knight. Heal them up with Benediction or otherwise. Please, 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 please don't let the tanks die. The way we fail Stig is if we run out of tanks in the ad phase. That is the #1 way to do it. Having a tank die to something preventable is a very easy way to run out of tanks. So, that's the organization sorted. Let me get the markers back down. Back down proper. Now time to talk about Sigimalic Lord proper. DC and B, awesome, thank you. Who is it? I just need to know if it's someone I need to wait for teaching.
Oh, sorry, I disconnected. I'll be back in a sec.
Okay. I can start talking through stuff anyway, though. So, the normal boss here isn't really the problem. Everything's handled by calls. The main thing to keep in mind for the normal boss, periodically I'll tell you to knock back immune, please do so, and generally stay close to the boss unless I call otherwise. there are 3 big conal AoEs it does back-to-back, right after a knockback usually. So, staying close and using your knockback immune just makes that way easier to dodge everything. That's about it for the main phase. Everything else is handled by calls. The ad phase is the true killer here. So there's a couple special things going on with the ad phase. The 4 main tanks and their 4 backup tanks will get to the cardinals assigned to them and be on the outer ring. When I say outer ring, you can see this little white and black ring I'm kind of running along right now. That is the outer ring. Almost everyone's going to be there. The only people that should be on the inner ring are healers that have reflect or light curtains still, are on the center ring, and then the 2 dispel tanks being Rebecca and Jareth. They are also on the center ring. Everybody else I generally like to have on the outer ring. You can be on the inner ring if you really want to like multi-dot everything or whatever the fuck, but it's totally up to you. Outer ring's generally the default. We kill the south ad first, so most people will be starting to the south if you're on the outer ring. Again, the exceptions would be the other 6 tanks over here. So like Elizane and Orisa are starting to the west. Leon and Emmy are starting to the north. Aurak and Trippy are starting to the east, etc. When the ads spawn in, it is the job of the main tank to pick them up and generally stay ahead of them with a ranged attack. You kite them in the purple goop pretty much the whole time, stay ahead using a ranged attack, etc. The exceptions here... The main exceptions here are the ads always follow you, and they keep moving except for when traps are locking in at the start. So, as a main tank, whenever you're trying to resolve mechanics, try to not just pick the, like, nook or the spot next to you. Try to get one further safe spot ahead. Again, the only exception is at the start when traps are going out. The first thing that happens on the outer ring are traps going out. The only safe spots are in the 4 cardinals, north, south, east, or west. Everything else gets covered by orange. Y'all should know by now not to stand in orange. It doesn't matter who you are, get the fuck out of orange. By the time this has happened, the tanks have gone a quarter rotation clockwise, so Koro and Berserk start to the south, but when traps are going out, they want to be at D and wait there. Elizane and Orisa start to the west, but when traps go out, they want to be at the north and waiting there. Leon and Emiya start north, but go east for traps. Trippy and Aurak start east, but will be south when the traps go out. After the orange disappears, it is the job of the off tank, that is Berserk, Orisa, Emiya, and Trippy, to pop your invuln and sprint and just run the quarter circle ahead of you to pop that trap so your main tank doesn't have to worry about it. This is where healers have to watch out for you. If you're a warrior, you might need to untarget stuff to be able to home gang, but either way, your job is once those traps lock in and the orange disappears, invuln and get the quarter rotation ahead of you. That way, your main tank's row is safe. Yeah, if a healer doesn't have reflect, they might as well be with the rest of the raid group, because the inner ring is going to be covered with, like, it has multiple fire orbs that need reflected, and it just increases the failure chance if you're, like, in a fire orb but don't have a way to deal with it. They can spawn under your feet. It's a pain in the ass. Yeah, so the outside ring, the only special thing are those traps locking in. Otherwise, you just keep moving clockwise, everybody kills them in order, etc. The inner ring, like I said, that is healers or anybody else with enough light curtains to be reflecting. That is the 2 dispel tanks. They will be in the center ring. The special thing for the center ring are fire and earth orbs. Fire orbs need reflected. One spawn in at a time, and much like the orbs in Queensguard, you need to pop reflect and then stand near it. If you're standing near it and then hit reflect, you'll probably get server ticked and die. So, you know, nope, you don't, 10 light curtains should be plenty. Good question. So yeah, you just pop reflect or light curtains, stand near the fire orb, kill it, and then get back to business as usual. The earth orbs are the job of Rebecca and Jareth. The earth orb has a stone skin that needs dispelled, and then it needs killed with a ranged attack. You two can dispel from anywhere on that center ring. We just have 2 people do it for redundancy. Treat the other person as if they're not there. Don't wait for the other to get it or not. Just dispel it from anywhere in the center ring, kill it with a ranged attack. Otherwise, your job on the center ring is to just dodge fire orbs and resolve other mechanics correctly. That's all the special stuff. Now I gotta talk about the stuff that everybody has to deal with. You can see Loxy's just shared an image that has 2 different debuffs on it. When the debuffs assign, they tell us what nook we have to get to be pushed or pulled. The one that looks like a person being pushed back into the corner, that debuff, is a knockback. You can see there are little nooks on each of these rings. If you get to a nook near the boss, getting knocked back will push you back a little to safety. If you have a debuff that looks like a mouth sucking in spaghetti, that is a draw-in effect. get to a nook further away from the boss, so when the drawing goes off, it pulls you just a little closer. Everybody does have to do this, including the main tanks. Just keep in mind, main tanks, if I'm like here as a main tank and I have to dodge into a nook, this one here straight south is too close as the ad will keep moving. You do have time to make it one nook further. Just stay in a range attack ahead usually, so make it one nook further and worry about the push-pull there. That way the ad doesn't catch up to you as you have to stand still. So debuffs, the first time they go out, they resolve almost immediately after. Every time from there, we have a bit of downtime to look at them, make sure you have the right thing, etc. Other special mechanics, purple lightning currents down the center of a ring. If you see a lightning current down the center of the ring, don't stand in stupid, dodge into a nook. Multiple sets of ground AoEs to dodge out of, so don't plant in one place forever. Make sure to keep moving. Yeah. Ads will be rotating clockwise. Again, we start by killing the south one. So once the south one's dead, as the party, we go the opposite direction to catch up to the tank moving towards us. So you go from south, you know, kill that ad, then it's technically the east ad that gets killed, just going counterclockwise, etc. If the ads get too close, or like if the tank dies and they go loose, any ads that tether together move extra super fast and will catch up to whoever they're following. The ads don't do a lot of damage, but they hit you with a twice come ruin. So if an ad hits you twice, you are dead. And hopefully there's another tank to pick it up so they don't keep going wild. Have fun. That's why keeping them in the purple is important, because if they're not in the purple, they also move super fast. If you're in the middle, you kind of just reflect ads and just dot or, you know, attack stuff on the outside as you can. You can hit everything from the center. It's just a bit of a danger zone, so we don't generally have a bunch of people there. In the center, though, your top priority is just, if you see Fire Orb on the enemy list, make sure it's not directly under you and trying to kill you. That should be it, though. There's a lot to this. The ad phase is, like, secretly an ultimate phase, just randomly dropped in the middle. Unironically, the hardest, most complicated thing in this entire instance. Once you're ready to go, you can step across the line. If you have any questions, please let me know. Ad phase is largely out of my control. I can call out kind of what's going on, but once it gets going, it gets going. And so I want to make sure people are as prepared as possible for it.
So with the two debuffs, with the sacrifice, you want to step into the further notch, and the wanderers you want to step into the closer one?
Yeah, so the Wanderers, yeah, I believe Wanderers is the knockback. The knockback distance is about the same as Holy from Ozma, so not a very long knockback. But if you're not in one of those little nooks, you will just get got from it. So yeah, if it looks like a person being pushed into the corner, that is Wanderers, correct. That is the knockback. If it looks like a mouth sucking in spaghetti, that's the pull in.
So I just want to stand in the nook, like, period. Correct?
Yep. There's two nooks. There's one close to the boss and one far from the boss.
Yes.
And yeah, as long as you're in a nook and making sure you have room behind you or in front of you for your debuff, you're fine. It's not that long of one, so just in that nook is safe.
Okay.
Alright, looks like we're waiting on Soitsa. I think it's still across the line. Nope, we are good to go. Tank stance check. All 4 of these numbered tanks can have stance on. One of you will be hit by a tank buster at the start. Just make sure to point it north away from the group. The boss jumps away at 70%, so that's when the ad phase starts. Once 70% rolls around and the boss goes untargetable, that's when the main tanks and their off tanks want to get in their positions. Everyone else generally south or middle. Please focus target the boss. That lets you see its cast bar a little clearer during the ad phase, so you can see if, like, Fateful Words is going off, that's the debuffs resolving, etc. Anyway, starting countdown. Yep, save 2 minutes and other burst. Use burst on ads. That includes actions. That's our timer, y'all. We don't have an enrage for the rest of it. Use your burst on the ads. Aurak, you're good to keep your stance on as one of the main tanks. Just to make sure you have it on when the time comes. But if you're getting tank busted at the start, just point it away from the group to the north.
Okay.
Some people have the tanks leave it off till it starts to despawn or whatever. But I like the feel of, like, making everybody fight over aggro at the start. Alright, tank buster is first. They're gonna point it away to the north. Awesome. After this goes off, we're gonna wait about 1 auto attack and then knockback immune. You're good to knockback immune at this time. Get close to the boss. Close to the boss. 3 total AoEs. Don't get whacked. Don't stand still casting. There are 3. Just focus on dodging. Just focus on dodging. Don't get whacked. Also gonna jump away. Get to your assigned spots. Tanks to their spots. Tanks remember to say a ranged attack ahead. Kite it in the purple goo. Please use your actions at this time. We're gonna want to get to the cardinals when the orange appears under your feet on the outside. Get to the cardinals. Don't be an orange. Don't be an orange. Don't be an orange. Don't be an orange. Off tanks, use your info and run ahead. Off tanks, use your info and run ahead. We're going to keep killing ads. Debuffs are going to apply. Debuffs will resolve almost immediately after. Push your pull, get to a nook. Push your pull, get to a nook. Another fire and earth orb spawning in. Don't be in the lightning current. Get to a nook. Ground AoEs. Try to kill the one that's lower, y'all, if you can. The fewer of these there are, the better off we're gonna be. Yeah. Fire and earth. Debuffs are going to apply. They will resolve shortly after. We have a mechanic in between. You can pull them in opposite directions, yeah. Lightning current, get to a nook. Fire and earth. There's just one left. As long as any tank has it, we are good. They can just keep kiting it. Ah, Sidge. Debuffs are resolving. Push your pull, get to a nook. Push your pull, get to a nook. And keep on moving. Another fire and earth to deal with. I fear no boss, but that thing, it scares me. Lightning current going off. Another fire and earth spawned in. Fire and earths do go off even if the boss dies, even if the ads die. This fire still goes off. Awesome. You can start picking people up. We are done with the enrage. Raid Rite is gonna be next. You can start picking people up so they can build gauge and resources. Well done, everybody. We are getting to Queen. Without a duelist too. What's up? If you get a purple AoE on you, take it out to the edge. Check for purple AoEs. It is called Rapid Bolts. Make sure to get these out to the edge. Next up, the boss is going to do a large chariot AoE. Approximately 1,000 tons swing. Get away when it starts casting. Get away, get away, get away. Like the TARDIS, it's bigger on the inside, bigger than you think. We have 2 more sets of Rapid Bolts going off. If you get them, take them out to the edge. Following this is going to be a proximity, so get this one out as well. We're going to get away from the proximity. Get away from the procs. It is slightly delayed, so don't rush straight back in. Watch for the damage to actually go off. And then 3 whacks to dodge. Don't get whacked. Remember, just focus on dodging. Don't stand still and cast. Tank Buster is next. Be away from main tank. They'll probably point towards A. Probably. I'm not their dad.
So true.
Aurak is now the basic bitch getting basic bitch tank busted. Hey, LMAO. Alright, you're good to knock back immune again. There will be 3 more whacks coming. Go ahead, knock back immune. And don't get whacked. Party F, I hope you enjoyed the whack row, Party F. Build gauge and resources as it gets low. Again, get up everyone we can. Raid Ride's gonna come up next. All the mechanics loop from here. There are no traps going forward. We are good to keep moving. There is a chest here to get. So, those of y'all who were new to this, you see what I mean when I say, like, they just kind of, like, the ad phase just kind of happens, and there's not much that can be done but watch it unfold. I remember one run we had where the tank to the east just wasn't in position, or, like, didn't have stance, something. They just, like, completely spaced on what they were supposed to do. And, basically, from the get-go, it was impossible. It was just already fucked. But it was like watching a car crash in slow motion. Like, it's like, this is gonna kill all of us slowly, and there's nothing we can do about it. We've had times with the with Stidge where like Stidge ends and we have probably like 20 to 30 people dead on the floor, and it's a question of who gets to see Queen and who doesn't. Yeah. Alright, welcome to Queen, everybody. I'm gonna take a quick bio break because I didn't at TA. We have a moment to do that, shake out the nerves, etc. Then I'll start explaining Queen. It's the best fight. Really, I'm just happy that, Opal and Rain get to practice calling Queen and Suffering. Well.
So what happens if you go to Queen without doing Moloch first? Just is it like Absolute Virtue just has like unkillable buff?
To answer the question about ad phases, so all 3 of the mini-bosses have an ad phase that only happens once. I say that, Dahu's does loot, actually. Dahu does do the ad phase more than once. But everything else, yeah. Welcome, everybody, to the Queen. I say welcome to Queen, and the first thing that pops into my head is welcome to the internet. But not just the Bo Burnham normal song. This stupid fucking YouTube poop that like replaces every line with either "you should kill your mom" or "how to build a bomb." So it's welcome to the internet. You should kill your mom. Anything that brain of yours can think of can build a bomb. Can I just see you build a bomb all of the time? A little bit of kill your mom all of the time. Build a bomb's a tragedy and kill your mom's a crime. It's so good. It's so dumb. Anyway, welcome to Queen, everybody. This is largely a caller check, but it does also depend on people knowing what to do with those calls. Damage has been really good, despite not having the duelist. Provided that we don't lose too many people to little things, provided people's re-raisers don't run out, we should be able to, if not clear, have a really solid rage going on here. So, things to talk about. Tanks. All tanks are main tank. All tanks want their tank stances on. We are all main tanks on this blessed day. Additionally, all tanks want Aether Shield slotted. You will all Aether Shield every raid wide. There are dispels needed here as well. So the tanks that already have dispel can stay in it. Otherwise, if people need to pop in dispel, if I start yelling about it midway through the fight, please people slot it in if you have it. But for the start, just every tank needs Aether Shield, every tank needs stance on. The first mechanic that comes up is the raid wide. Like before, all raid wide need Aether Shielded. I know both tanks having it means like, oh, are you gonna get it or am I? Both of you get it, you have enough charges. The first real mechanic is called Chest 1. Chest 1, I will be targeted up at the front, or marked up at the front with a nice handy circle above my head. This is the safety circle. Love the safety circle, trust the safety circle is your friend. If you focus target me, you should be able to see that safety circle longer. And then you can just follow that along as needed. For the first, for chest 1, I will be calling things like be safe, D safe. I am not saying markers at the start. I am tracking rows and columns like a chessboard. Wait until the North Swain's glow appears, and then I will tell you where to go. You generally stand on the same square as me, the marked player, about the same spot. If you need to be further away from the line explosion, please do so. It'll be about wherever I am. After that goes off, we either need to move a column in or out, or to stay where we are that column. But be prepared to move just in case. I will call it out best I can. Again, safety circle's your friend if nothing else. After that is the Tank Buster. Tank Busters are 2 hits. Any tank that gets hit gets a 5-second doom, as well as a physical vuln up. So, before the cast of the Tank Buster, I call for all tanks in A, B, and C to provoke and mitigate. After the first hit, or during the cast rather, all tanks in D, E, and F provoke and mitigate. If your tank gets a doom, healers, it is your top priority to please Asuna your tanks. They did nothing wrong, don't let them hit the floor. And then just a different tank that whoever gets hit needs to be holding it by the end. So if you get hit, you can also toggle your stance off to make sure you don't die to the auto attacks. Same goes for every tank buster. It's ABC provoke mitigate, DEF provoke mitigate. It's 2 hits. And each one applies a doom, so only 2 tanks ever get hit with it. Following that's another raid wide, followed by chest 2. Chest 2, super chest, the chess minigame, whatever you want to call it. I will explain out how to do that at the very end. After that chest 2 goes off, we have God Save the Queen, the hardest hitting raid wide in the fight. God Save the Queen also needs Aether Shielded, and it puts a bar on the screen called Sovereignty. When the Sovereignty bar ticks up to 100, the Sovereignty phase begins. When the Sovereignty phase begins, the boss will teleport, and lightning orbs will spawn around the arena. As soon as the boss starts to teleport, everybody with a light curtain should pop 1. This is why we put light curtains in all holsters, for this right here. So, lightning orbs will spawn. If you have popped a light curtain and stand on a lightning orb close to the center or close to the boss, it will reflect it, turn it into a giant bubble, stand in the giant bubble to safety. If you do not have a light curtain or reflect, get away from all lightning orbs, they will one-shot you. Their explosion is about the size of the boss's hitbox. They can spawn under players, they can spawn on markers, they can spawn in the walls. So generally speaking, assume there's a lightning orb under you, unless proven otherwise, and get the fuck away from all of them that you see. If you do have a light curtain though, popping it when the boss starts to teleport, that's the safety strat, because then you have an extra couple seconds to reflect something. So even if it doesn't turn into a bubble right away, you see there was an explosion on you, you can get out of the way, etc. But yeah, everybody gets into the bubble afterwards. We only need 1 reflected to turn into a bubble. Healers do not need to spread out to get all of them. Everybody can just pop a light curtain, stand on one close to the center, turn it into a bubble, and be fine. At the same time, the boss has 4 debuffs that need dispelled. You can start dispelling as soon as the Sovereignty bar hits 100 before she even teleports. But yeah, all 4 debuffs need dispelled until before the next mechanic comes around. Otherwise, she will just start killing us. So please, if I start yelling for a spell, that's the time to do it. Sovereignty phase happens twice. I'll bring it back up when it comes back up. After this, we have Queen's Guard mechanics. How confident are y'all on Queen's Guard? Because they all come back, except different combinations this time. Starts out with Warrior Gunner. We'll get tethers that tell us whether we're going to green or to purple, and then those North Swain's Glow explosion lines appear. So we're going north, south, east, or west. I will call out which cardinal we go to. We do the green and purple on that cardinal, and we have to play the gap minigame as well. The gunner is always northwest here, it cannot be repositioned. So regardless where you end up, you turn your gap towards the gunner in the northwest, then turn your gap towards a turret you're aligned with. Following this is a tank buster, and then we have the Knight Soldier combo. Knight Soldier combo is another safety circle mechanic. The boss goes untargetable, the Knight does an orb knockback, we get to go bowling again, and the Queen is doing a cleave that's going to hit 60% of the arena. Where she spawns is random around the outside. So we have to get knocked back in such a way to dodge the cleave from the Queen. I will call this out as best as I can. Otherwise, you just follow the safety circle and hope. Sometimes we get really cursed patterns here where there's barely a sliver that's safe. In that case, you know, we'll just do the best we can. Worst case scenario, we can at least see Enrage and have a good time with it. Following this, 2 clones are marked with tethers, 2 are not. We get in between the 2 that are not marked, those are the safe clones. Pop Sprint, and the boss does another cleave on the outside of the arena. We just find whichever of those spots is safe. Sometimes it's callable, sometimes it's just follow the group. Either way, Sprint is your friend there. It's followed by another raid wide and a second chest 2, Electric Boogaloo. After that, we have a tank buster and the Knight Gunner combo. This is about the time we're LBing, so if you get rezzed in this point, you do have to be ready for Knight Gunner as well. The boss does sword or shield and then teleports onto a random player. Please all group up near the center for Knight Gunner. Then, with the sword or shield, we do have to do the nails thing, so we either hug it on the safe side or get out towards the safe side. Following this are bouncing bullet turrets. They can bounce once, twice, or thrice. Just treat them, you know, give them a wide berth, treat them with respect. Don't expect to know what's going on, don't greed, etc. Midway through the bounces, we have the second Sovereignty phase. That's right, I told you to be coming back. Boss will start to teleport midway through those bounces. You can pop your light curtain midway through those bounces when that boss starts to teleport. again, get on a lightning orb. Yeah, we did have a DC. It's fine. We got time. Again, get to a lightning orb only if you popped a reflect or light curtain already. Otherwise, get away from all lightning orbs until there's a bubble. You can stand in the bubble, dispel the boss 4 more times, and then we're done with dispel. And yeah, there's a raid ride following that, followed by the Soldier Warrior combo. This is the last combo, and we do need our knockback immune for this one as well. The boss tethers us to tell us what bombs we're going to, and then a blue knockback line appears on the ground. The cast is called like Heaven's Wrath or something like that. As soon as the blue line appears, don't stand on it because it does just auto-kill you. But you can pop your knockback immune, and it makes it much safer, and then you get to your bombs. Otherwise, you have to get knocked into your bombs from that line. The reason this is important is there's a fire or ice when you're on your bomb, and you want to make sure you're just there early, so if it's a fire, you don't get like pyretic snapshot as you're moving there. Either way, you get to your bombs from the knockback or from just knockback immuning on it. You can either run in small circles on your bombs for ice, or stand still on your bombs, unsheath your weapon, or sheath your weapon, etc. Either way. Move into a where explosion just happened if you were tethered. Y'all know the drill, normal bomb stuff. Once all that is up, all that's left is Soft and Rage. We all group up center. Starts out by main tank's Aether Shielding. Once it's about to fall off, I will call for off tanks to Aether Shield. It's a lot of big damage back to back to back. Please mitigate. Healers keep your parties alive. If you don't need healer LB, tank LB is actually used for there to keep people alive further. And yeah, they'll slowly jump away as more damage comes out, and then we hit Enrage, or we've killed it by then. So, one last mechanic to talk about. Chess 2, Super Chess, the chess minigame, whatever you want to call it. We do have a nice little way to tell people how to resolve this. I've made it into a sticker, actually. So, the Fancy Queen infographic is LOL listen to Fi. A couple things happen for Chess 2. The boss goes untargetable and a glowing blue gold tile appears north or south. You need to reorient that glowing blue gold tile to be your new north. That way, if I say left or back, it means the same thing for you as it does for me and everybody else. So, first step, reorient the glowing gold tile to be your new north, and add up your debuffs. You'll have 2 debuffs that either add to 5, 6, or 7. It doesn't matter which is which, doesn't matter the order. You just need to figure out, are you a 5, a 6, or a 7? And depending on that, I will call for you where to go. Calls will look something like, and remember, we're talking about squares on the floor here, so this is another lines on the floor kind of moment. Calls will look something like 5s to 3, 6s to the right of them, you see they're 1 square over, 7s to the right of them. So, 5s 3, 6s to the right of them, 7s to the right of them. Another possible call might be 5s to 4, 6s to the right of them, 7s to C. Another call might be 5s to C, 6s to the right of them, 7s to the right of them. Again, this is all just from this facing. The last pattern, one that we get about half the time, is looks like 7s to 3, so 7s to 3, 6s to the corner, and then 5s to either 4, D, or A, depending on what stage. Again, 7s 3, 6s would go to the left of them in the corner. 5s, just be prepared to get away from the rest of the group, to 4, D, or A from this facing. If it's the other safe spot here to the south, it would just be safe spots on the other side mirrored. Either way, it gets called out. Once you get to your safe
4,
spots...
D, or A, do you mean you can go to either of those, or you're going to call one of those?
I will call one of them as safe.
Okay.
There are ads on the side that we're moving and we terminating sometimes more than one safe, but yeah, I'll just call whichever one. It's all resolved the same and it's a downtime phase anyway, so it doesn't really matter. Then you stand on that safe square until the first robot AoEs go off, and then everybody, regardless of where you are, has to go left to the leftmost safe column. It's either going to be this one here, the one with the 4 marker, that column, or this one here with the 3 and the D marker. Calls would look something like move up the wall, move up the 4 column, move up the D column, something like that. Just make sure to move up the correct column, otherwise the math doesn't work on stuff. Once you have moved far enough, you've got red dots above your head. Once you move far enough, the red dots disappear. If you see a red line above your head, you went 1 square too far, double back 1 square immediately. If you keep moving, you will just die. It goes off like only a few seconds to adjust and fix it. So make sure to be watching for that red line above your head, go back a square. Once there's nothing above your head though, you're good to stand still and wait. You'll get stunned. Once you're safe to move, you can go straight to the goal tile, the glowing blue tile. That's where you start thinking about Reopener, Cure 4s, pop a Re-Raiser, Dervish, etc., whatever you gotta do. Even if it's wrong, it's generally best to die on that goal tile. That way that you have a chance to re-raise into it rather than like dying more than once outside of it. And that's Queen. That is all of the different Queen mechanics. Like I said, most of this is handled with calls. A lot of it is things you've seen before. Chess is the big weird one, and as long as you know, reorient the goal tile to your new north, add up your debuffs, start where I tell you, you always move left to whichever column I tell you, and move up it. And then, once the red line above your head once you see a red line above your head, you've gone too far and have to go back a square, etc. And yeah, if you don't reorient the camera to where, you know, the safe spot is your new north, and I say left, your left's gonna get fucked up. So that's generally the best thing to do. Anybody have any questions? Otherwise, we can cross the purple line into the arena. It seems like a lot, I know, but like I said, this is largely a caller check, and just so people can follow the calls well enough. We don't have a duelist, so all damage is greatly appreciated. Food check especially, food check, actions check. Tanks need their tank stances on, as well as Aether Shields. We're waiting on Opal and Lady Eowyn, it looks like. I don't think Opal's in the call. Opal might be panicking over having to call it. Good or bad, this is gonna be great practice for y'all. We either clear it here or we come back next week and solidly knock it out of the park. Either way. Stance check, food check, vibe check, I am starting our countdown. Don't get too close, this boss pulls from pretty far away. This fight does start with a raid wide. It's a bit delayed though. Usually at like 5 to 10 seconds till, you can pre-shield your parties. Just don't pre-Aether Shield, otherwise it'll fall off. Deep breath, y'all. Alright, here we go. Raid Wide is gonna be first. Aether Shield and Mitigate. Aether Shield and Mitigate. Test 1 is going to be next. Remember, I'm going to be calling out rows and columns just to track them in my head. If I say B and D, I am not calling markers. Wait for me to actually tell you where to go. We got ACD safe. ACD. ACD 25. ACD 25. Gross. We are going west. This far wall column is safe. The D column is safe too, one in. We are going to want to step one column into the D marker. Be on the square with the D marker. Don't go further, don't be at the wall still. Awesome, well done, y'all. Tanks in ABC, provoke and mitigate. DEF, provoke and mitigate. Healers, watch for Asuna. Please keep your tanks alive. Asuna zooms. Make sure a different tank ends up with it. Raid Wide is next. Aether Shield and mitigate. Aether Shield and mitigate. Chest 2 will be next. First thing we're going to do is reorient the gold tile to our new north and add up our debuffs. Make sure to watch which one ends up glowing blue. That's the new north. Alright, no need to reorient. We got back safe, wall safe. 7s to 3, 6s to the corner, 5s to 4. 7s to 3, 6s to the left of them, 5s to 4. 7s 3, 6s to the corner to the left of them, 5s to 4. Wait for first robot AoEs. Wait for first robot AoEs. Wait for them. Wait for them. Wait for them. Move up the wall. Stop after resolving. If you see a red line, go back a square. Don't run too far. See a red line, go back a square. Once you're able to, go straight to the goal tile. Straight to the goal tile, start thinking about Reopener, Cure 4, Dervish, etc. Even if it's wrong, it's better to die there. Give your Re-Raiser a chance to work. Awesome. Once you're back at it, if you res, re-raise or check, etc., etc. God Save the Queen is first. It's a heavy hitting raid wide. Aether Shield and Mitigate. Aether Shield and Mitigate. This is gonna put that sovereignty bar on the screen. You can watch for it, and boop. Once sovereignty hits 100, the boss will teleport. Remember, whenever the boss teleports, you want to pop a light curtain or reflect. Otherwise, be ready to get away from all lightning orbs. Light curtains, watch for lightning orbs. There's an orb on D. D as in Delta. It's gonna turn into a bubble. Get into a bubble. Dispels. I need 3 more dispels. Get into a bubble. 3 more dispels. 2 more dispels. And we're good. Well done. Re-raises if you die. Back at it. Queen's Guard combos are next. First one we're gonna see is gonna give us tethers that tell us whether we go to green or purple. But remember, only one card will save. Check for a tether. Check for a tether. Tethers will go to green, rest to purple, but wait for the safe cardinal. Wait for the safe cardinal. We're going south. Go to C. Tethers green, rest purple, south. Turn your gap towards the gunner in the northwest. Gap towards the gunner in the northwest. Gap towards a turret you're aligned with. A turret you're aligned with. ABC, Provoke, and Mitigate. The Tank Buster is next. ABC, Provoke, and Mitigate. Re-raises if you die. DEF, Provoke, and Mitigate. As soon as please, for anybody that dies or needs it. Make sure to keep your tanks alive. Boss going untargetable before too long. Mind your cooldowns. This is the Knight Soldier combo. We're gonna get knocked back from the orb in the center to dodge the cleave from the queen. We're going bowling. This is another safety circle mechanic. Hopefully we don't get a cursed pattern. I will call it out if at all possible. Watch for both. Alright, we're getting knocked towards D-ish. It's kind of cursed. Might have to adjust a bit after it goes off. That's a really bad pattern, that's all fine. Alright, we're going to be between D and C. We are going to go to C. Go to C. In a poorly constructed submarine. Re-raises if you die. Boss is returning with a raid wide. Aether Shield and Mitigate. Boss is also going untargetable before too crazy long. Mind your cooldowns. We get LB3 after this chest too, and we are on track damage-wise to clear. Deep breath, y'all. Keep it up. We're gonna reorient the gold tile to be our new north and add up our debuffs. Might be different than before. Keep an eye on it. Reorient. We got back safe, wall safe. 7s to 1, 6s to the corner, 5s to C. 7s to 1, 6s to the left of them, 5s to C. C as in Charlie. 7s 1, 6s to the left of them, 5s to Charlie. Wait for the first robot AoEs. Wait for the first robot AoEs. Wait for them. Move left all the way to the wall, and then up the wall. Stop after resolving. If you see a red line above your head, go back a square. After this, go straight to the gold tile. Start thinking about Reopener, Cure 4, Dervish, etc. First thing we're going to see is a Tank Buster. Once your tanks are safe from that Tank Buster, the healers are good to LB, but make sure your tanks are safe first. Re-raises if you die for whatever reason. ABC, Provoke and Mitigate. DEF, Provoke and Mitigate. Healers, make sure to as soon as the dooms if needed. As soon as dooms if needed. And then healers can LB. Healers can LB as needed. Alright, Knight Gunner combo is next. Center up. If you res from an LB or anything, you do have to center up as well. Knight's gonna teleport on someone random. We're gonna get under the Knight after the teleport. Get under the Knight, we're moving out towards the safe side. Out towards 4, out towards 4. Bouncing bullet turrets, respect them, do not greed. Midway through the bounces, we're gonna have another set of lightning orbs. Be watching for light curtains. Light curtains, watch for orbs. There's one on Bravo. One further on the other side as well. Get into a bubble. 4 more dispels. 4 more dispels, y'all. Need some dispels. Need some dispels. There we go. There we go. Well done. You don't need dispel anymore. Good shit, y'all. 1 more combo. Let's fucking get it. Raid wide. Aether Shield and Mitigate. Aether Shield and Mitigate. This last combo is the Soldier Warrior. This one's gonna have bombs. Remember, once the blue line appears, don't stand on it as it does kill you. But as soon as that blue line appears is when you're good to use your knockback immune. I will call it out. Check for a tether. Check for a tether. Tethers will go to small, rest to go to large. Wait for the blue line though. Knockback immune, knockback immune. Tethers to small, rest to large. Move in small circles on your bombs. Small circles on your bombs. If you land before your bomb does, adjust for an explosion just happened. Just for an explosion just happened. Everyone center up. Healers LB3 as needed. Healers LB3 if anybody's dead. Main tank, Aether Shield and Mitigate. Everyone Aether Shield and Mitigate. Main tank Aether Shield. Once that falls off tanks are just kidding, it's fucking dead. Let's go! Hell yeah! Couple things to do. There is a chest to get, it gives you 4 drops. We do have some bodies to pick up. And then, typically, for photo op, we go up to the big glowing blue tree to the north. It is your best spot for a photo op. If you're going up there for a photo op on those stairs, make sure to use /sit and then jump to reset your animations. Yeah, once everybody's up, that's where we're good to get photo ops going. There are people that are like in cutscene and dead and can't even be res yet. Yeah. Yeah, the big glowing blue glowing blue tree is your best friend for pictures. And yeah, like I said, /sit, jump in to reset it. Your Cerberus Horn does come from your achievement menu. Pour one out for my boy Jonathan at Color Falls. We don't have to actually visit him anymore, but he does get lonely. Yeah, after people are out of cutscenes, come up here for the photo, make sure to get your chest. Usually after a run's done like this, we will, we'll go to Balmung Gangos. Or Balmung Doman Enclave, because you can use mounts there, and just generally have a dog party with people with their new dogs. You get new people coming to, like, Dubaja, and they just see this swarm of dogs, and they're like, what did I miss? It's like, welcome.
Oh, is the minion a 100% drop, or did I get lucky?
It is a 100% drop.
Right.
I have 60 of them. I sell them slow drip, but yeah. I mean, I don't clear this content or run this content as much as like some other, like there are lifers like Himbo, for instance, that go on runs everywhere, right? Like, I just, same as how I did with BA, I host 1 run a week, but it's an influential run, so everybody thinks I'm way more of a no-lifer than I am. I just also do it for forever. Like, 1 run a week since the start of the content, basically. That was without a duelist, too. Good shit, everyone. Well done.
This was definitely planned. I made you all work for it.
Indeed. The runner's secret box, you always get 1 from this. So the drip feed of platings and stuff. You get feet from Trinity Seeker. You get head and hands both from Queensguard, provided the duel was cleared. You get legs from Phantom. You get legs from TA. You get body from Stidge, and that's all 5. So here at Queen, you get a random full box. So the platings, you need to collect 10 of them. The random full box can just give you a piece automatically. But you do need to have the Castrum Haste gear, plus the, like, fucking Delubrum normal gear with the, like, gold coins or whatever the fuck. It's miserable. On the plus side, speed, haha. 1.79 Sam is a lot of fun. I know Monk is really fun. I think it's like 1.5 something. I am 2.08 GCD on Summoner. Yeah, 1.69, yeah, it's great. Yeah, 2.08 Summoner. It's I am speed. Damn, good shit, y'all. Well done indeed. Y'all really brought the thunder too. Like, damage numbers were great. Like, I saw more skips on Trinity Seeker that I generally see on, like, Prog runs, right? Like, really good all around. Oh, Aramite subbed to the stream too. Hi, Aramite. Finally got you a clear here, huh? You stopped just following me around fucking Kugane all the time. Follow me around Gangos now too.
Yep.
Yeah, over half of B party had first time clears. My all.
Yeah, like I knew when Trippy joined, because there was that one fucking BA run I went on in the middle of the night, and just like everybody's like, wait, Trippy's gonna go on it? Well, shit, now I should try it.
Right.
The real question is when is Trippy gonna call it?
I'm
That
gonna
is
keep
a
coming on
$1 million
runs
question.
until I get more comfortable with it.
Yeah, it's I don't mean to shit on BA too much, but like it really is like night and day. That's just the difficulty, and that's why like whenever anybody wants to put in the time to learn to call it, it's like, yeah, we would do as much as possible to help you out, because like, yeah, need as many.
I'm going to work on getting better on my calls on BA before I even attempt to try DRS. Because
Yeah,
I'm at about halfway learned through BA, because I know Owain, I know Riding, I somewhat know AV, but that's about as far as I've gotten.
Yeah, and as you can see with this, like, DRS is not only really fast, a lot of the tells can be like hidden or hard to see. There's actual like doing fucking math and like tracking chessboards in your head and shit, memorizing patterns like a motherfucker, and not to mention all of that, but like almost the entire raid there are two things happening at once, and you have to know like which one matters first and all kinds. Like TS and Queensguard is two things happening at once the whole time. Yeah. Anyway, I'm gonna head off to Balmung Doman Enclave to start doing dog picks. Yo, Encore BA run?
Absolutely.
We have time. Only an hour until Prog ends.
I don't work tomorrow. Yeah, normally this ends an hour from now. I don't work tomorrow.
I actually think they're in there right now, but I know they're past portals, so they might be about done.
Yeah, who knows? Anyway, like I said, Balmung Doman Enclave for dog picks.
Hello. I am here now.
Back to /follow.